Okay, so the first thing I wanted to talk about was in the journals. Activity 3 was the ABC book about China. What I did not like about this was that she assumed that these girls knew a lot of information about China. And she quickly found out that they did not, because their parents were not there to help them with it. So she ended up having to help them with the activity. I think she first should have asked a couple of questions before the activity to see how much they really knew, and then she should have adjusted the activity to better fit the new knowledge that she gained. In the Tabor's book in chapter 7, it talks about the language acquisition preschool. And one of the things it talks about is to provide opportunities for language use and interaction in the classroom. One of the things that I found interesting was to allow for quiet time when the teachers are not talking, to provide an opportunity for children to initiate conversation about what they find interesting. I think this is super, super important because it grows on their social skills, their language skills, even their cognitive skills. Children need that personal interaction with each other to really help them develop. Another thing I read was about the classrooms. It states a routine and consistent organizational structure in which activities happen at regular intervals and in predictable ways for ELL students. Now, this is fantastic for ELL students. It's predictable. They know what's going to happen. So, say there's a song that they sing every morning. They may start singing it on their own and really get into it. But also, a routine and consistent organizational structure is good for any child. They need that routine and consistency in their daily lives in school. The last thing I'm going to talk about is a variety of organizational and curricular modifications for the classroom. One of the things that I read was safe havens for ELL students. I feel this is super important as well, because sometimes they get into a situation where they feel like they're overwhelmed and they can't understand anything a child is saying to them or a teacher is saying to them, and sometimes they just need that space to go to really regroup themselves and, focus. And even in these safe havens, you can probably put maybe a couple of books or something familiar from their culture or their language to really help them get back to where they were before they became overwhelmed.